Hello everyone, I'm the Peculiar Pisces and welcome to my channel. Today is Monday, March 4th, 2024, and this is Flosstube video number 8. Um, Thank you so much for coming back week after week. I really appreciate everyone that keeps coming back and everybody that makes comments on my videos. Um, I might not always reply right away, but I do see your replies and I do try to reply as often as I can. Um, With that said, I'd like to go ahead and show you a past finish. Um, Last week, I showed you a Dimensions Sun, Moon, and Stars kit, and I had told you that I worked on it when I was visiting my husband in Korea when he was stationed there, and that I believed that I had finished it in 2010. And I told you that I had visited there twice. The second time that I visited him, I worked on 2 cross stitches. This one I finished while I was visiting him. This is a Dimensions kit called Sunflowers in Southwest. And I looked it up. Yeah, Southwest Sunflowers. And it is number 6936. You can find it in various places. It's on eBay all over the place. From the pictures that I can see on eBay, it's from 2002, so I definitely bought this when I was working at Michael's. Um, and so I finished this probably when I was visiting him the second time because I was there for 3 months, which is what my passport would allow me to visit him. And so I took that one and worked on it like start to finish, and then I took another one with me that I had already started, and then like I worked on it a little bit there, and then I ended up finishing it in 2011. So I'll show you that one next week. Um, so on to my current projects. Um, I was very bad this week and I didn't focus as much on my stitching as I normally do because I was reading. And I'm just going to tell you, it's all this author's fault, Amanda Kay. She writes some really spicy paranormal romances. The main characters in this particular book are the male lead is a werewolf and the female lead is a supernatural race of beings that the author created from scratch. They are ridiculously fast. So it's all her fault, and I've been obsessed with her books. And I just got volume 2 of book 3. Amazon has a word count, I guess, a word limit for publishing, and so she had to divide the books into 2 separate books. But that's why I didn't do as much of my stitching this week. So my first project, the Favorite Designer project, my Teresa Wentzler, the castle from the Best of Teresa Wentzler Fantasy Collection, I did not touch at all. In fact, it got left on this little bar area behind me. It got forgotten there over the week, and so it did not get any work done on it. So my Teresa Wentzler has absolutely no change. And it's my fault for leaving it here instead of putting it on my nightstand like I do after every video. I didn't take it upstairs, and so I didn't see it. I didn't lay eyes on it every single day. And so it's my fault. So no change. I'm just showing you to show you. My plan is I'm working down the wing and the castle area. So I'll pick a color in here that's in the wing, and then if it's over here in the dragon, I'll finish out that length of thread. And then I'll pick a color in the castle, and then I'll work on that going down the length of thread, and then I'll switch back to the wing and back to the castle and back and forth and back and forth. That's my plan until I get this second half done. And once I get the second half done, then I need to start thinking about what my next project is going to be, which next favorite designer I'm going to choose, and all that fun stuff. But this is 16 count Aida, and I don't think I've really recapped in a while, but the purpose of three of my projects is to enter into the county fair. Hopefully the state fair too, but again, there's still no information on the state fair. So I don't quite know if maybe you have to place in county fair before you're eligible for state fair. I'm just not sure on that. So I know for sure I'm trying to get these ready for county fair. And county fair had 3 stitching categories that I was going to put projects in. And 2 of them are by fabric count. The first category is 14 to 18 count, and the second category is, I don't know if it's 20 and up or 22 and up. And then the third category that I was going to put into is a Blackwork piece. Now, I do know from looking at last year's winners in the state fair, there is a sampler category. So once I finish my Blackwork, which I'm pretty sure is going to be my first project done of these 4, I'm going to start working on a sampler. I just need to find where. And I was looking at long dog samplers, but I think the size of a long dog is going to be too big for the size for the state fair, because some of the categories, there was multiple categories that were the same, but then there were categories that were divided by like size. And so it was like 35 inches, but I don't know if that 35 inches was also include like the matting, if there's matting, or the like to the outside of the frame. I don't know if it's measuring from the outside of the frame so that it has to include the piece and any matting that you put on it. Like I said, there's no directions for the state fair, so I have no idea what it is. You know what? This looks a little dim. Let me pause this really quick. Oh, Merlin's here. Hi, Merlin. Hi, baby. I didn't even know she had jumped up. So let me. Okay, that looks like you can see it a little bit better. So because of the different categories for the county fair, that's how I came up with a lot of the stuff for my 3 projects. This one is on 16 count. I wanted to kind of be in the middle. It's on 16 count Aida, and yes, there are a lot of fractional stitches on this. Do I care about having fractional stitches on Aida? I do not, because I grew up in the time of counted cross-stitch kits, and everything was on 14 count Aida in cross-stitch kits, and I'm very, very used to piercing the Aida. But this is my Teresa Wentzler with not a stitch done on it this week. My second project is the Blackwork project. And it is, she's going to knock everything over on camera, isn't she? It is by Practical Blackwork, and it's called Pentecost, and I purchased this off of Etsy. This one I did work on. I got to work on this one a total of 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 58 seconds. Here is this week's progress. Now, last week, I had this area done all the way up to this diagonal line, and I think I was along this top line. So I've actually finished out this page of the design. And for whatever reason, when I was doing it on this side, yep, cat's knocking everything down back there. When I was working on it on the other side, as well as this side, for whatever reason, when I start trying to count up in here to do this diagonal line, I miscount. And I'm not sure what it is that I'm miscounting on, but I've done it twice that I've had to frog this section. In this case, I just brought up the line from where it was, brought it up, counted over, and I was about halfway through. Not quite halfway, but more than halfway through when I tried to bring it together and it was just off. So I finished this line up and then I removed what was there. And then once I had the line where it was supposed to be, then I could count over and finish out this section. And then I finished out this section and the design. And then I went to work on placing my lines so I know where everything is going. So I need to finish out the ones that go here and then start on the edges and then working my way up. So as I said, I got 3 hours, 48 minutes. Merlin, stop it. Girl? She's messing with my cross stitches. So 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 58 seconds is what I got working on it this week, bringing my total up to 44 hours, 52 minutes, and 59 seconds. So this one is just so easy to stitch on. I fly through it. Project number 3 is my wish list project. Oh, let me back it up. This one is stitched on 18 count. 18 count Aida, and I'm doing this 1/1. The Blackwork category for the fair did not have a size limitation on it because the Blackwork is its own category. So I went with 18 count for this one. I happened to get a Facebook Marketplace post and I was going for some patterns, and then when I got there, the lady let me look through the box and I found some fabric and some Teresa Wentzler patterns, and I was like, you know. So project number 3 is back here. Project number 3 is by Heaven and Earth Signs, and it is Fae Risque by Amy Brown. It is supposed to be done in shades of red. However, I am doing my own blue conversion. This is the picture that I printed out from Pattern Keeper. And I just want to show you really quick. I've told you before, my best friend is stitching this as well. And she was able to come over again. And we both got to work on our piece together. So she's doing it in the called for colors in the red, and I'm doing it in the blues. I'm further along than she is because I have time. She's currently trying to sell her house, so she doesn't really have the time to stitch that I do. Here's a closer up picture from when she had been here. So we're both working on that. I'm on here is my progress. I am so close to being done with this other part of the wing. It keeps coming down and it kind of flutters a little more and then comes down a little further and then does a second curly Q. And that's going to finish off, because this was page 10. So this is page 9. So this is going to finish off page 9. And then the way that I'm going to do it is I'm going to start coming up, and that's going to end up finishing off the wings and maybe some more skin. Although I think that the skin was mostly on 10. So I knocked everything down while I was doing that. So I'm parking, and it's going quite well for me. Quite well. It's been easy to follow along with Pattern Keeper. And with Pattern Keeper, I should have written this down and I forgot to. With Pattern Keeper, I am at 7,192 stitches done out of 74,797. And I am a whole whopping 9.62% done. Yay, go me. But this is one that it's so easy for me to work on because it's right in my library, and that's the area that most people are in. When my best friend comes over, we sit in the library and we talk. And so it's easy for me to just grab my stitching while we're talking and stitch on it if she doesn't have her stitching with her, or even when she does have her stitching with her, I play podcasts in the background and we just listen to scary stories while we stitch. And we laugh and joke and make fun of the different thing. Like sometimes I'll make fun of the narrator, or sometimes, we fangirl. Like one of the narrators sounded like he would do a voice specifically, and when he would do the voice, he would sound like Nathan Fillion from The Rookie and Castle and Serenity and Firefly is what it's called, not Serenity. Well, Serenity was the movie, but that guy. And so when he would talk and he would do the voice, he would sound like him. And so we were like, oh, wow, like we were just talking about that as it was going on. Or, the character in the story would do something dumb and I'm like, bonk, 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 you done messed up, Ron, and stuff like that. And we just laugh and have so much fun while we're working. And so this week, week 8, I did 8 hours, 39 minutes, 7 seconds. And it brought my total up to 77 hours, 56 minutes, and 5 seconds on Fae Risque, or I just call it the fairy. But really quick. There's nothing. So, like I said, page 9 is very short. I've already done all up in here, so I just need to bring it down and finish. So that's all I need to do to finish page 9. I'm kind of optimistic that I'll get that done this week. Well, I usually try to do about 100 stitches a day, which is more or less a square. 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 days. I think I would get it done. If my friend comes over and brings her stitching, we'll be able to sit there and concentrate on it solidly for a few hours. Few hours of stitching is definitely a couple hundred. Excuse me. Now, project 4, my Stashbuster piece. This one, ooh, what fell? Oh, everything slid out. My needle stash, my scissors, everything fell out when I grabbed it. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so this one did not get any work done on it, and it's upside down. This one, I didn't get any work done on it. This is a Plaid Bucilla kit called Hummingbird and Floral by Donna Dewberry. And this is the one that I usually work on when I'm waiting for my kids to get out of school every day. And I didn't work on it. I was reading. So no change on this one. Nope, I don't quite have it there. No change on this one. So this one, yeah. So with not working on it this last week, it is still at 15 hours, 33 minutes, and 14 seconds. So, I will definitely be making sure that my Teresa Wentzler makes it upstairs next to my bed so that I see it every day and go, oh yeah, I need to work on that. And I will just try to not read as much this week, but it's really hard when the storyline is so good and it's so spicy. So spicy. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try not to be such a desperate housewife, right? I will see you next week. Let me see. My kids have school next Monday, so I should be posting next Monday. The following week, the following 2 weeks are spring break. So I don't know if I'm going to get to be able to record. If I do, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find a quiet place with okay lighting. We'll get to it when we get to it, but for sure next week, my kids have school, so I should be recording next Monday. So I will see you all next week.